What's going on, Weekend Hangover Nation? I'm your boy Surf, and I'm back. Today I'm talking about CJ Anderson. I just want to ask, why does this man not have a job? I talked about a Giant a couple weeks back, and I figure Anderson is right around the corner. I mean, similar situation? Well, not really. But running back who's unemployed, so similar, I guess. Anderson is a seventh-year running back out of Cal, and he's one of the great undrafted success stories. Anderson burst onto the scene in 2014, his second professional season, putting up a solid 1,173 yards from scrimmage and 10 touchdowns. He formed a pretty sweet duo that year with Ronnie Hillman. Anderson went on to have a pretty good career in Denver, though while they did sign him to a 4-year, $18 million contract in 2016, it always felt as though Denver was never fully committed to CJ. Even though he was a huge part of their Super Bowl run in 2015, including 100 yards and a score in the Super Bowl against the Panthers. Weirdest part about Anderson's career in Denver was his best statistical season came in 2017, only to be released the following offseason. CJ moved on to the Panthers in 2018, played a very small role in their offense before he was waived before Week 10. Anderson eventually signed with the Rams and ended up being a big piece of their postseason run, including a massive 2-touchdown, 123-yard game against Dallas. This past offseason, I was a bit surprised that the Rams didn't bring CJ back. He was solid in relief, and I just figured he wanted to test free agency coming off his resurgence. He signed with the Lions, which made sense in a similar role to LA, but it wasn't like he signed a massive deal. It was only for 1 year, worth $1.5 million. Now, CJ has a history of extremely slow Septembers, but that's not hidden. It caused benchings and frustration in Denver. By now, the league should know. As it cools down, CJ gets that motor running. It just seems odd that the Lions dropped CJ after only 2 games. It's lazy to say that Anderson is shot. He's been around. 5 teams have had him on the roster. The talent-starved Raiders last season had him, and he never dressed for a game. Is Anderson shot? I don't know. Maybe. It didn't seem like it in LA at the end of 2018. He's had injuries in his career, but again, he's a slow starter. He's not an electric back, but he's a rock with great balance and the ability to push piles. Okay, now where can I see Anderson going? For once, I'm not going to say Philly. I'd say it's hard, but I think Howard and Sanders and Sproles and Clement, I think they're fine. So, where do I see him going? Okay, I'm going to stay inside the NFC East. It would be ironic if the Giants signed Anderson, considering the Lions waived him to grab the very, very average former Giant Paul Perkins. But honestly, Anderson would be a great relief pitcher for Saquon, who's trying to come back from his own high ankle sprain, though it seems he'll be back sooner rather than later. Still, being able to spell Barkley with a back with Anderson's skill set could definitely be beneficial down the run. Next, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, Fournette is a truck. You gas him up and you let him drive downhill. He gets better as the game goes on. I know that's a trope, and I hate to use tropes, but it is what it is, man. He's a downhill runner. That being said, he's seen his share of injuries in his NFL career. And in the modern game, you need more bodies. And while I wouldn't argue that moving on from Yeldon wasn't a needed move by the Jaguars, the depth chart is now lacking in talent behind Fournette. I know a lot of people like the thunder and lightning approach of having a back that's different behind a big power back, but honestly, I think Anderson would be a perfect backup for Fournette. I like a like-for-like guy. The offensive line knows what they're going with, and you can keep the same schematically. They should take the Rams blueprint from 2019, save any miles on the truck that you can, and just keep it moving. Okay, guys, this has been another Weekend Hangover podcast. I'm your boy Surf. Hit us up, give us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave us a comment if you didn't like what I said. I love to get some back and forth banter if that's cool. All right, guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.